Welcome children, welcome to day 3 electricity class 10. Today we are going to study about the Ohm's law. Let us start. In the previous class you have studied regarding the potential difference. Let us start again from there to make you more better understandings. Okay. Here in the previous class you have seen the two beakers and there is a pipe connected to this ones, right? So how the potential difference is created? It is because of the level of the water. The water flows from certain height to certain height when there is a height difference. So same way means what? If the height is more, the flow will be also more. Means we can write that flow is directly proportional to the height. Same way, if you take one more factors, if I make this pipe a little bit thin, the flow also will decrease. The flow also decreases. Means what? If I critic flow is inversely proportional to the thickness. Means if the height increases, the flow increases. If I make this pipe a little bit thin, the flow will be decreasing. Means will be lesser. So these factors can be understand in the same way in the electric circuit also. Here it is the height factors. Here it is the pipe thickness factors where the flow is getting decreased. In the same way, if we compare this one with our electric circuit, in electric circuit we are taking a battery. Where the current will start flow, like water flows. Here the current is started flowing. It has some output, like bulb has to be glow. Fine. There is an ammeter is connected here, which will be in series. There is a switch over here, and there is a voltmeter has been connected, which has to be connected in parallel. Now, as how the height differs and how the thickness are depends, same way for the current also, to flow from one voltage, from the current to flow from one point to other point, there should be height difference. Here it should be a potential difference. So here the I current is directly proportional to the voltage. That is nothing else but potential difference. Voltage is nothing else but potential difference. So current is flowing because of the voltage. There is a potential difference. There is a relation between I and V. That is, I is directly proportional to the voltage. Means what? I increases, current increases, voltage increases. Okay. So I is directly proportional to the voltage. Okay. There is one more factors here. How the thinness in this flow is decreasing the flow. Same way, equivalently in electric circuit, there is one component will be opposing the current, which is nothing else but called resistance. In motions, how the friction is opposing a motion. Same way, there is a resistance in a factors in a electric circuits which will be opposing the flow of a charge. That is nothing else but flow. That is nothing else but which will be opposing the current. That can be made inversely proportional, and which is denoted with the R. So I is directly proportional to voltage. I is inversely proportional to the resistance, which will be denoted by 1 by R. And we also know whenever the proportionality goes, there comes equality. So these equations can be written I is equal to V by R. So I is equal to V by R. Here in this case, this is a very important formula. If I increases, voltage increases. If I increases, resistance decreases. If resistance increases, current decreases. Resistance increases, current decreases. Voltage increases, current also increases. Okay. So better, let us go for one activity to understand more better this one. Let us understand more better Ohm's law with the activities. In this activity, we are taking two nichrome wire, ammeter, voltmeters, 3 cells and a switch. And this is the circuit. Here you can see this is a nichrome wire, okay, which is we are taking a nichrome wire to which a voltmeter is connected in parallel, ammeter is connected in series, there is a switch and there is a one cell. We have started with one cell. You can see here the case 1, if number of cells is 1, the current is flowing from here, right? The current always you have to mention with the positiveness. Okay, in this way it will go. The current will be passing through this one. The I1 is nothing else but the current which is flowing, and the voltage which you are getting, that is nothing else but V1. Where you will measure this V1, it is nothing else but in the voltmeter you will be measuring V1. Okay, let us take it one example. If I1, if we say, okay, voltage, like each battery will be 1.5. Each battery will be 1.5. Let us take this V1 is 1.5. Okay, and understand that the current flowing is that where you will get here in the ammeters. In the ammeter you will be reading the current. Let us understand the current is 1 ampere over here. 1 ampere means what? Let us say this is 1 ampere over here. This is how you will measure. The voltage is 1.5, which you will also get in the voltmeters. Each battery will be 1.5. The current which is coming, let us assume that this is an example that the current is flowing in 1 amperes. Fine. So, according to the Ohm's law, there is one more factors. Let us take with 2 batteries. Now, let us take with the 2 batteries. One more battery I am attaching over here. That is the 2 cells. Number of cells I increases is 1.5 is increases. 1.5 increases means it is 1.5 plus 1.5, that is 3 volts. So current, let us assume that the current over here is coming 2 amperes. In the second case, the current, let us assume it is 2 amperes. Again I am increasing one more battery over here. Let us say this is 1.5. Okay, here it is 4.5. Now the current in this case it is 3 amperes. This is the reading I got from these activities. Now, okay, according to before that, now we have to take that R is equal to V by I. Now when we measure V by I, okay, V by I, that is nothing else but 1.5 but 1, which is nothing else but 1.5. In this case, 3 voltage by 2, this is also 1.5. Then 4.5 is the voltage. This is nothing else but this is 3. This is also 1.5. So whatever the R you are getting, this is nothing else but it is equal. It is same. So the ratio between V and I means the ratio between the voltage and the current. The ratio between the voltage and the current is equal in all the cases. You increase the batteries, you increase the voltage, the current is also increasing. You are increasing the voltage, its current is also increasing. The ratio, you can see the V by I ratio, the voltage by I ratio is equal, is same. So this ratio, this equal ratio has been told, this relation has been told by the German scientist called Simon, and in his name only it is nothing else but Ohm's law. So Simon Ohm he has told these relations in 1827. So this relation is very important for V is equal to IR, or you can call it R is equal to V by I. Anything you can take. This is a very important equations. You have a numerical on these chapters. Let us understand with the graph also. We are taking an x-axis, we are taking current, and in the y-axis we are taking the voltage. Now let us take in the x-axis, that is 1.5. Let us take that is 3, 4.5. Like voltage we are taking 1.5, 3.5. So here in this case you can take 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. When the current is 1, the potential difference is 1.5. When the current is 2, it is 3. When it is 3, it is 4.5. Okay. When it is 4, it will be 6. So here, by this you can see that there is a linear graph. Okay. Means there will be if I increases, V also increases, V increases, I increases. So you can see from here, the 1, 1.5, 2, 3, this is how it increases. The R will be constant. Anywhere you take, R will be constant. This is nothing else but linear graph of Ohm's law. Okay. Now let us conclude the Ohm's law. Now the statement of the Ohm's law will be, the current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference applied across to its ends, provided the temperature remains constant. The current flowing through a conductor, okay, current flowing through a conductor which is directly proportional to the potential difference. Okay, so V is directly proportional to the I. Current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference, that is nothing but the voltage. Okay, its end provided temperature remains constant. Okay, always important that temperature remains constant. Keep it in mind, the temperature remains constant. Okay, why? Because the temperature also varies when the current flows. Because of the temperatures, the current varies. So there will be a difference in the V by I graph also. Keep it in mind, the temperature should be constant. Why? Because most of the gadgets, because of the temperatures, like there will be a heating effect. There is one topic on heat effect also will be coming, this one in the later classes. But the voltage directly proportional to currents, the ratio to be equal, the temperature should be constant. Please keep it in mind. So V by I, this I is coming over here. V by I is nothing else but this. This V by I is nothing else but constant. This constant is nothing else but R. This R is nothing else but resistance. So this resistance is nothing else but, it is the property of any conductors. It is the property of any conductor to resist the flow of charge. Previously I told you resistance is nothing else but which opposes the current, which resists the flow of charge. How the friction is resist the motions, equivalently in current the flow of charge will be resist, that is nothing else but called resistance. So V by I is constant. So resistance also will be denoted with like this. Understand resistance, right? Whenever you see this is the resistance, it could be a nichrome wire also can be denoted with once. This is the symbol that. One more thing, if you see like this, it is a variable resistance, okay, which varies. The resistance will be varies. If only in this manner, this is a fixed, like it should be. It could be 1 ohm, yeah, 2 ohms, like anything like that. But here this is a varies. This might be varying. We can vary this ones. We can make 1 ohms to 1 ohms, yeah, 2 ohms. Anything we can vary this ones. Okay. Let us look for the SI. Let us look the SI unit of resistance. SI unit of resistance. Right. From this formula we can derive R is equal to V by. So from here we can derive SI unit of resistance. This is nothing else but 1 volt, and I is equal to 1 ampere. Okay, and R is equal to 1, and which is denoted with a Greek letter like this. Okay, this is the derivation from this. So R is equal to 1 ohm. If at all we want to define the 1 ohm, okay, 1 ohm, if at all been asked, like how the 1 volt and 1 ampere is being asked, if at all we want to define 1 ohms, it is the 1 volt. This is the potential difference of 1 volt has been passed. If at all we want to define 1 ohms, the potential difference across the two ends of a conductor is 1 volt, and the current which passes 1 amperes is nothing else but called 1 ohms. I repeat again, if the potential difference across the two ends of a conductor is 1 volt and the current which flows is 1 amperes, then it is defined as 1 ohm. This is the end of the Ohm's law, children. Let us do some numericals on this. Okay, let us do some numericals on this.
Start.
Okay, let us take one question over here. First one is that how much current will an electric bulb draw from a 220 volt source? I must understand that whatever the voltage that we are getting to our house is 220 voltage only. Okay, remember this one. So 220 volt source. If the resistance of the bulb filament is 1200 volts. Okay, let us do the first one. What is given? What is given? Given is the voltage, that is 220 voltage. 220 voltage, and this is nothing else but 1200 ohms means resistance, that is R. R is nothing else but 1200 R. Okay, and what is asking you to find out how much current will be there, that is I. I is equal to V by R. We know this formula according to the Ohm's law. I is equal to V by R. Just substitute the values. 0 0 get cancels. Yeah, you can do 2 11s the 2 60s the. These answers will be somewhere 0.18 amperes. Next one, let us take the B1. Let us take the B1. Same thing given. B is equal to
Start.
220 volts. 220 volts. Same thing in this, how much current will be an electric heater coil. In this case it is bulb. In this case it is electric heater coil drawn from a 220 volt sources. If the resistance of the heater coil is 100 ohms. R is how much? 100 ohms. Same thing been asked, how much is the current. So I has been asked, I is equal to V by R. Here V is 220 and resistance is 100 ohms. V by ohms. 0 0 get cancelled. This is 2.2 amperes. Okay. In this case it is 0.1 amperes. In this case it is 2.2 amperes. You can see the difference in the ampere, difference in the current, even though the source is 220 volt only, but it is the resistance which is different. So current is also differs. Resistance differs, current also differs. Why? Because they are inversely proportional. Let us take one more example.
Start.
Now, second question is the potential difference between the terminals of an electric heater is 60 volts when it draws a current of 4 amperes from the source. What the current will be the heater draw if the potential difference is increased to 12 volts. First of all, he is telling that 60 volts and it draws a current of this much, but for in the next case he is telling that what will be the current if the potential difference is increasing to 120 volts. This is getting double. Let us take from the first things what is given. What is given? Voltage is given, that is 60 voltage in the and the ampere, that is I is given, that is 4 amperes. Okay. Equivalently, he is asking to find out the same voltage has been double, that is 120 voltage. For the same heater, he is asking to find out the I. To find out the I, what we have required? We required first R. We also required. Why? Because in the three entities we cannot find the, if only one is given, at least two has to be given. Okay. But from here we can first find the R. So first of all, I is equal to V by R, or R we need to find it that V by I. V is how much? 60 voltage. Current is 4 amperes. 4 amperes. This will be 15 ohms. So R we got 15 ohms. Now R when we got 15 ohms, here you can find the current. I is equal to V by I is equal to V by R. Voltage is equal to 120 voltage and R is 15 ohms. And the current is nothing else but you will get 8 amperes. This is the answer. This is how you have to do, children. Among these three entities, two will be given and one more will be asked. Okay. So this is the end of the day 3. Thank you, children.